Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, for taking your time to be with us. We know that you could be doing something else right now, and we are so grateful that you decided to be here with us. So have you ever in your adult life looked in the mirror and thought, wow, I thought I'd be a lot further ahead than I am now? Well, you're not alone, because 4 years ago, I had that same experience. I was not very happy was. Whether it was in my job or my health, I was not happy. I was experiencing some things that I wanted to change, but I didn't know exactly how I would get there. If you hang in with us to the end, we're going to show you how you too can impact your health, can impact your finances, and can change your life forever, and also impact the lives of others. I, 4 years ago, was experiencing some pain that I didn't particularly understand. And the reason why I didn't understand it is because I have been a health coach. I have been vegan for over 30 years. And I knew what I put in my body would affect my health. And when I made that decision 30 years ago, I didn't fully understand how it would impact my life. Before I came to a better understanding of how it all worked together. But the thing that was confusing to me is that I knew that I was eating all the right things, but yet I was feeling things in my that I felt that I should not be experienced. And I was introduced to something that impacted my life forever. And that's what we want to share with you this evening. And first, I want to introduce to you Rusty Cottrell, who lives in Kauai, Hawaii. Who, like we said at the beginning, if you were on before we started to record, that Hawaii is where we all want to be. At least I do, eventually, or a place like Hawaii, because I live in Canada and I don't really like the cold weather.
Not anymore.
And so, no, not anymore. So Rusty will be sharing with you how you can impact your health and ultimately have the opportunity to be able to impact someone else's.
Thank you, Rita, for that nice introduction. When I was 10 years old, I could outthrow my father, I could outrun my father, as I thought he was old. And so when I was 15, I was in high school, freshman. We thought we were God's gift to athleticism, and we thought 30-year-old people were like very ancient. I'm 63 now, so that makes me super ancient, right? But anyway, this 30-year-old teacher, he actually taught us how to run and run for like 5 miles. And so every Friday in school, we'd run 5 miles. Well, this one day he says, I'm going to run back to school a little bit faster than you guys can, and you keep up with me. And so I'll see you back at the gym. And we said, what? Yeah, I'm going to go and you can't keep up with me. I said, yeah, right. And he took off and we could not keep up with him. And at that time, I found out that 30 wasn't old. And then I was a triathlete at 30, my first triathlon, and I came in 9th overall, and a 53-year-old man came in 3rd. In fact, he went by me on the bike like I was sitting still. And I thought, what is going on here? I'm like 30, prime shape, and I'll catch him on the run. Well, I tried to catch him on the run, and he was in my sights, but he went across that finish line before I did. And that really instructed me another time that age was a choice. And then I was working here in my office in Kauai, and a 75-ish-year-old man came into my office who had just got back from New Zealand doing the Ironman triathlon. In fact, he won his age group. And from the neck down, he looked like he was just a very fit 40. And I've always had these things in my life that just kind of really gave me that desire to be that for someone else. And so I've always been a biohacker, let's say, where I've been wanting to be the best I could be in my health. So I've been a health fanatic for years. And this science I'm going to share with you has just been another adjunct to what I've done most of my life and trying to be the best that I could be. when this opportunity came to me, I really was not interested. In fact, I thought it was a scam, and so I wouldn't really pay attention. And my daughter worked in my office. The patient had brought the information to me, and it just didn't make any sense the way she was sharing it with me. And so I finally, in order to protect my daughter from getting involved in a scam, I agreed to talk to someone who knew the science. And that's what I want to share with you, is just a little bit of the science. You may not have heard of the term of oxidative stress before, and I know that it's kind of interesting term. We all know what stress is. Any of you that are married know what marital stress is. You don't have to define that. Having children is stress, right? Especially teenagers, right? That's stressful. But this is different. This is stress that's caused by oxidation. And oxidation, you would see that like in metal. You see it rust in your car. Like here in Hawaii, our cars rust very quickly. You don't want to buy a new car unless you just want to watch it rust into a pile later. And so it's basically every cell in your body can rust. The more rust you have, the older that you are. Now, my wife and I, my wife's a dietitian. We thought we were doing all that we could. We thought we were getting antioxidants into our body. We were taking a product that you could actually get 100,000 direct antioxidant molecules. We thought, hey, we're doing really good. Then we found out that there's 300 sextillion free radicals that bombard your cells every single day. 300 that's like 3 with 24 zeros. There's no way that 100,000 antioxidant molecules would even make a dent in that. In fact, if you do the math, it's just it's just basically nothing. So we had to figure out a way to eliminate that. But what causes oxidative stress? Well, I mean, one thing other than just what's on the list right there is just eating food, and your body's processing food. It's like your car will burn gasoline and oxygen to create energy for you, so your car moves. Well, your body will burn that food, and it makes free radicals. Now, this is the way you get extra ones on that list there. So we have basically a way to stimulate your genes or reactivate your genes to like they were as a child. And when I found this out, I thought I have to show this to everyone, because I feel like I had this moral obligation to share the wisdom and truth that I've been given to everyone else. And so when I found out that this will reset your genes up to about 500 genes. Now, what are genes? Genes are like the code for making products in your cells. For example, let's say you have a building, all the plans for a building, and all the plans are right there, all the details. So the builder's going to use that plan when he builds the project, right? Well, let's say someone comes in at night and grab those plans and changes those plans. What would happen? Well, that's what free radicals do to your plans, your DNA, your genes. They come in and they change the way those genes are set, so that those genes are not, the genes are coded differently, so your cells are not making all the stuff they used to. When I found out that your cells could make all the stuff they made when I was 20 and younger, I was in. And so that's the NO2 the pathway. So it's a flipping the switch that we're doing. And if you look at the ability to eliminate free radicals, we have a product that activates, just one of the things that it makes is a thing called SOD. And that one enzyme can take out 1 million free radicals every second. Now, the product I was taking, remember, I could get rid of 100,000. And that was it for the day. This product is turning on my genes to make an enzyme called SOD that can eliminate 1 million every second. You have 30 trillion cells. If each one of those cells makes an enzyme called SOD, that's 30 trillion million a second. Exponentially crazy. Anyway, so we have studies that were done after an ABC primetime news piece came out. All the different researchers found out about this product and this pathway and what we were doing. So then they wanted to study it on their own dime. Many companies have their own research. We have research coming from private universities that funded it themselves. And that's the kind you can actually trust. We call that peer-reviewed science, where the science is reviewed by independent facilities. So I thought that was really interesting. For me, that really made a difference. Being a scientific person, that made a huge interest for me. Now, Washington State said this back in 2016, that NO2 may be the most important health promoting approach in the foreseeable future. In fact, NRF2 may become the most extraordinary preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. Now, when you think about the history of medicine, you think of hand washing was a huge thing. Penicillin was huge. This is the next best thing that's happened in medicine is this actually, the NRF2 major, the pathway. Now, I want to spend just a tiny bit of time on this mitochondria. That may be a new term for you, but it's just basically the powerhouse of your cell. It's the part of your cell that makes the energy that you have. My wife found out. Have you ever wondered why different families get different illnesses eating the same bad diet? So you have some families that get strokes, some people get heart attacks, some people have cancer, whatever. We found out, my wife's a dietitian, she was doing some research. We found out that each of your organs or different parts of your body don't inherit the same quality of mitochondria. When your mitochondria don't work very well, you don't get energy, and then you're susceptible to oxidative stress and disease. So we actually have a product, the NRF1 protein activator, that helps your body produce more mitochondria. So it's absolutely amazing. Let's go to the, there we go. The third thing I want to talk about is activating your sirtuins. And that's another, I'm sure, new term for you guys. Just know this. They did studies on mice. They found out that when they can activate sirtuin activity, the mice could live 30% longer. Now, I wouldn't mind living 30% longer if it's healthy, right? I'm gonna live 30% longer in a rest home. No one does. But if you could live healthy and delay disease, that'd be awesome. So we're activating these sirtuins with the product that you see right there. And we're actually getting 100% activity in 24 hours. The best you could do by fasting is 94% in 24 hours. And so we're actually better than fasting. And many times when you fast too much, you don't get the nutrition you need. So we have the Protandim Tri-Synergizer. And the beauty of this is that with the NRF2 protein, we're getting some activation of very, very important genes. And you notice there on the chart there, you see that those two genes on the left, that's what the Protandim NRF2 does by itself. Now we're going to show you what happens when you take all three together. That highest gene activation that you see there is about inflammation and controlling inflammation. And so you may have heard this, that inflammation is the root of all chronic diseases. Well, now you learned today something, that the root of inflammation is oxidative stress. So we're able to eliminate major things that cause major diseases in our lives. These are some of the products that our company offers, and I want to highlight just a couple there. You see the Axio there. The Axio is activating NRF2, that same thing that Protandim NRF2 was doing inside your body. It's doing it specifically in your brain. It's amazing. We had a friend of ours that was staying with us. He was driving my wife crazy because he was had an issue. I can't really say what that disease was, but he had this issue, right? And very distracted and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, I got him on the Protandim NRF2, and when I got him on the Axio, it was like he was all of a sudden normal. And it went on. He was here a long time. My wife was asking me, please get rid of him, but I hadn't got rid of him when I needed to. But anyway, he's at my house, and all of a sudden he started to get worse again. And I said, hey, what's going on? Like, I'm noticing you're slipping. He said, well, I've been off the product for 4 days. My auto ship didn't come in yet. So it is very, very amazing what this can do. The next thing I want to talk about is right below that, the skincare. I was born before sunscreen, and I grew up on a lake, in a sense, in the summertime, and living here for 24 years in Hawaii, the tropical sun, I had major sun damage in my skin. In fact, Melody can attest to that. It hurt to take a shower. Just the water hitting my face would hurt. And I didn't tell my wife that. She'd have made me go see a doctor, and I said, I don't like doing that. So I didn't tell her. Anyway, I started using the skincare. And in 2 weeks, I called my son on my phone. I had my phone up like this. And I said, hey, Thomas, I noticed he was on the screen. I thought, oh, I must have hit FaceTime. The first words out of his mouth were, Dad, what happened to your face? In 2 weeks, he noticed a difference, because he and his sister were talking previous to this, talking about what a bummer it was to inherit my genes, my genetics. Very fair skin. I had freckles when I was a kid, and he had inherited the same thing. So they were very excited that this had changed my face they could look forward to a better, brighter future than I had experienced in my life. And so those two products are amazing how they activate that same NRF2. And I got one more story real quick. I got stung by a Portuguese man of war. We call it little jellyfish here. And it was stinging it was my neck and my arm, my armpit. And of course, I finished my swim because I'm an exercise fanatic. And so I finished my swim and it came in 20 minutes later and I was all welted up. And so I thought, okay, NRF2 activation, it turns on those genes. Remember that the anti-inflammatory gene that I showed you is super high? I said, it's going to turn that gene on and it's going to produce my own anti-inflammatory enzymes. I put it on and in 5 minutes, the pain was gone. We've done it many times since then. It's like a 5-minute rule. It's gone in 5 minutes. It's actually amazing. Anyway, thanks for sharing that. So an easy way to get started, I got started with a Platinum Pack. It basically gives you all the products that we have in the company and, basically gets you started, you and your family, maybe even sharing with some friends. There's also the Gold Pack as well that has some of the products in it. This is an easy way to get started as a customer or a distributor. I'd love to introduce Melody. Melody I met her through her father. Her father and I were friends, Dr. Hyde. And Dr. Hyde, I shared this with him a while back, and he got very excited about the science. Now, being a physician, he's skeptical, but he also looked at the science of the NRF2 activation, and that's what really intrigued him. And he was using another product at the time that was science-based, but he realized how much more powerful this was than that, and he started to get excited about it. Well, he wanted his daughter to hear about it, so I met her on a Zoom like this for the first time and shared the information with her. Of course, I shared it way too long at that time. But anyway, she got excited about it, and that's how I met the Hines as well. So anyway, I'd love for her to share. She's a dental hygienist. She actually retired herself already. I'm jealous of her. I wish when I was her age, I'd have had this opportunity. But she's very well versed in how this business works, and she's going to share with you how she's done that and saved herself from bending over people, working on them, getting bad neck and bad back, and all the postural problems from being a dental hygienist. But anyway, love to have you share, Melody.
Thank you so much, Rusty, for the introduction. And I am so grateful for you sharing this with my dad and myself because it truly has changed our life. 4.5 years ago, I was fresh out of college and looking forward to a career as a dental hygienist, as you said. And really my main reason for pursuing that career choice was because I wanted to help people and because I wanted financial independence. And very quickly, I realized how limited I would be in that profession because I was only able to help people so much. And my financial compensation was only based on how many hours of work I was given. And that made me realizing that really quickly, it wasn't going to provide the life that I wanted for myself and my family. And at an early age, we were already dealing with genetic needs. And just like you said, bending over people, working on patients all day, even in my early 20s, I was feeling those aches and pains. And I was like, how am I going to be able to handle 40 years of this? And so when you shared this information about really getting to the root of aging and the root of inflammation and the root of disease, it caught my attention because not only was this a huge blessing to learn about for my husband and his autoimmune condition, but even for myself, I was like, this is going to totally be a game changer. And what really appealed to me was that study by Washington State University that said that this was one of the most extraordinary breakthroughs in the history of medicine. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm learning about a study when it's only about a year old that's saying that this could actually change the course of future, change the course of history when we're looking back. And I was just so grateful and automatically was like, there's so many other people who could be blessed by this information. And one thing that's really cool about our company is that these products, when they were originally developed and researched and available to the consumer, they were actually, once they revved up production, on the shelves of stores. And in that business model, they were really struggling because people weren't aware of this new breakthrough. The ABC Primetime had aired a few years back, and that's definitely something you'll want to watch. But they really just recognized if the pharmaceutical companies are wanting to sell our products, we really just need to find a different way to promote them. And so 10 years ago, we became a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ that allows people to share with people, and those people then get compensated for sharing the information and helping people. So it's really a powerful business model, because not only can you have the advantage and the privilege of helping other people, but you also get to be compensated for your own individual efforts. And that got me excited, because I'm like, you know what, here as a dental hygienist, I'm always under someone else. I'm always told that I'm worth a certain amount per hour, and I can only work so many hours before my back is just going to kill me and my neck is going to kill me. But if I can be compensated for my own personal efforts and there's no cap on that, it just really made sense to me, because then it's not about what someone else is telling me I'm worth. It's what I'm determining I'm worth based on how much passion and how much time I'm able to put into sharing this with other people. So I want to share with you some of the things that I love about our business model and also our company, LifeVantage. And thank you so much, Rusty, for explaining the science. So what I love is that when I started with this job, or with this business and with this company, because I was not getting enough hours as a dental hygienist, I was also doing other jobs. So I had like 4 or 5 jobs going. And so it just made sense to start something on the side that would be something I could do from home or anywhere, because it would cut down on the commuting. And like I said, I would be compensated for my own personal effort and for the effort of growing a team and helping impact other people's lives. So it's a beautiful business model where you can share from anywhere. We use a lot of social sharing, and everything is really available to us on our phone and on our computer. We have a personal online shopping store. So instead of the old model where you'd have to drive to the store to get Protandim, now the new model is we go to a website, we place an order, and it arrives on our doorstep. Imagine that, kind of like Amazon. It's pretty handy. So our company, LifeVantage, is awesome because it's a relatively new company with an incredible breakthrough product that has an extremely high reorder rate. And why that is so significant is because when people get to the end of the bottle and they want more, that's good business, because it means it's benefiting their life, 1, and 2, it means they want to come back and keep getting the benefits. So most of the US and Canada have still not heard of our company. All that being said, we're also seeing a huge increase in wellness in the past 8 years. So if you can combine a greater need for wellness and also the most extraordinary breakthrough in the history of medicine to support wellness, what do you have? An awesome opportunity. So just like Rusty was talking about, oxidative stress is really affecting our entire body. And on PubMed.gov, Google Scholar, and places where you can go to read peer-reviewed research, there is over 200,000 studies connecting oxidative stress to every ailment that you experience while you age. So just like Rusty was talking about with being a biohacker, that's something you want to start as early as possible. I am so glad that I started biohacking my body when I was 23 years old, because there are certain things in our body that just start slowing down when we're 20. So even though we might not feel like we're aging at 20, we are. And what's awesome is we're able to activate pathways like the NRF2 pathway to help to reverse that aging process and help us stay like we're in our 20s forever. I have so many people who get started on these products and they say, I feel better than I did when I was 20. I tell my friends, I feel better than I felt when I was 15. So it's really incredible what can happen when we're supporting our body in this way. Now, I want to just share some highlights about our company, LifeVantage. We have an incredible CEO, Darren Jensen, and he is really an awesome leader to have for our company because he actually has been recognized in the arena of direct sales and network marketing companies for being a gold standard leader, which means that the Direct Selling Association looks to Darren Jensen to say, how can we copy what he's doing because he's doing it right? So a lot of people are looking at our company saying, we want to be more like LifeVantage because Darren is doing such a great job leading that company. I'm just going to highlight a few really awesome ways that we were recognized over the past year. So we've received an award for being one of the best places to work. We just received this again in 2020. So for the 4th year in a row, LifeVantage has been one of the best places to work. In May, Erin Brockovich joined our board of directors last year. And then in July, she spoke live at our 10-year anniversary event. We also have received multiple Stevie Awards for our products and how revolutionary they are and the results that people are having with them. We've also announced free shipping for all subscribing customers in the US and also other promotional free shipping options for other countries as well. And in January of this year, we rang the closing bell at the NASDAQ for Wellness Week, which is awesome. So a lot of really exciting things happening with our company, and also we are growing globally. So last year we opened 5 new countries, and our company is always looking to smartly open new countries so that these products and the opportunity of sharing these products can be available to more people around the world. So anyone who you know in these countries that are listed here would be able to purchase from your shop site and benefit from the products. Now, because we are a publicly traded company and because we value transparency, our numbers of what people are earning through sharing this information with other people are readily accessible. And I like to highlight just a few of the ranks here because Pro 3 is what is called our foundational rank in the company. And if you see in this middle column here, the average monthly commissions, the average monthly commissions of a Pro 3 is just over $600. Now, statistics show that a lot of families are around $300 to $500 away from losing their home. So imagine what doubling that or just over can do for relieving that financial stress. I know when my husband and I had medical debt, not enough work, when we were in the early stages of our marriage, when I saw that Pro 3 with a $600 per month average income, I was like, whoa, that could make a big difference for us. You mean I won't have to have a little panic attack when I fill up the car with gas, or when I go to the grocery store, have to think about what I want to put back? I was like, Pro 3 could change my life. The awesome thing though is this company doesn't just stop there, because once you bless one person's life, why would you want to stop? And so it just keeps growing from there. And another foundational rank in our company is the Pro 5 rank, because at this rank, the average monthly income is just over $3,000. This is when families start to have a lot more options. And this is when maybe one spouse can come home from work or stay home with kids. It really creates options. And I'm so, so grateful that I started this business as a side hustle while I was doing other things. While some people might justifiably say, you didn't really need to start another thing. I am so glad that I did, because when my husband and I moved across the country from Michigan to Washington, I learned that to be able to keep working as a dental hygienist, I would have had to go back to school and retake some of my national and state board exams just to be able to continue working in the profession that I had already been trained to work in and that I had already been working in for several years. And what was amazing is because at that point I had reached the level of Pro 5 in our company, I had the option to say, you know what? This side business that I started a while back has replaced my income. So I can choose to not go back to school and retake all those tests to keep doing something where I was in a hamster wheel working for someone else. The next rank that I want to highlight is the rank of Pro 7. This is a pretty significant rank because the elite distributors in our company with LifeVantage get to have profit sharing with everything that is sold worldwide. So all of the Pro 7s get to share in 1% of everything sold wide, all sold worldwide. All the Pro 8s get to share in 2%, and all the Pro 9 share in 3%, and all the Pro 10 share in 4%. And that is unheard of in this industry, to have profit sharing with everything that is sold globally. So that is definitely something that we love about our company. And we also love that they have such a generous compensation plan where they really compensate the middle class. So the Pro 4 to Pro 6 rank in our company is really highly compensated because they want to reward people who start working with their company to free up their time and options so that they can determine if this is something they want to put more time into and potentially be able to devote more time into growing it to an elite business. So one of the biggest questions that people have when they hear this information is, okay, I know I want to take the product, but can I do this? And the answer is, if you're teachable and coachable and willing to invest your time and be consistent, you can absolutely do it because there is so much support. We have an easy to follow system. We focus on launching your business, helping you learn along the way, and then developing leadership skills so that you can help others do the same. And there's just so many great regular opportunities for meetings and training. We have corporate events and trainings and so many incentives and promotional programs to really incentivize you along the way and reward you for your hard work. And we also have lots of community support as well. So I would just invite you to really consider this as an option that could change your life, because I know it has changed mine and I am so grateful. And I want to thank Rita and Maurice Hines for allowing Rusty and I to share. And I just want to turn the time back over to Maurice.
Well, thank you guys so much for being so eloquently breaking it down for us. So we've seen the health, the benefits that we can get. We can change your life, and you know, who does not want great health? Everyone wants great health. And thank you again, Melody, for breaking down the financial piece. These are two things that I believe that people think about all the time. How can I have better health? How can I scale my income? How can I improve my income? How can I be in a position where I can make my own decisions and I don't have an alarm clock waking me up in the morning? And so what we're just taking a look at, Bridget, is a vehicle that has two components that you can to improve your life and help your friends and family improve their lives, and also an opportunity where you can look at a financial opportunity where you and the mentorship to move forward, to build the business, to scale the business where you'd want to have it. So the call to action I have for you, Bridget, is to, I'm going to put up on screen some contact information where you can reach out to us right away. We're hoping that you can do that before this weekend. We'll also have a free gift for you, but we just want you to reach out to us, and whether you want to get started with us as a business partner or as a customer, we want to make that available. There's all the contact information there that you need, and you'll have a free gift. And if you have any questions at all, you can go through the list. But I want you to take action now, because a year from now, I don't want you to sit back and think, oh my goodness, I should have done something, and I didn't do it. Either you can improve your health. So I like to ask people this question, Bridget, a lot of times. If you can improve your health, thank you, Melody. If you can improve your health or make more money and impact the world, which one would you choose? And the question I would always say is, why would you choose one? But choose both. And here's an opportunity where you can choose both. So you have the help and support that you need. And so I just want to encourage you to take action today before this weekend for the free gift, okay? But do you have any questions right